Hello, it's Lord Slaw here, coming back again with the top 5 worst Dalek stories. So, a few videos back, you'll remember I talked about the top 5 best Dalek stories, and what made them good Dalek stories. Well, today we're doing the reverse. Look, what makes a bad Dalek story? The origin of, the bad part of most bad Dalek stories is a complete misunderstanding of the Daleks, as one, or two, just completely repeating ideas which have already been done, but badly, and it's just kind of shit. Now, might get a bit mad that there's like not many classic Who, but a lot of new Who on this list. But that's how I feel. New Who just doesn't seem to understand the Daleks as well as the classic series did. I mean, sure, it had a few goofs here and there, like the chase, but the chase is a pretty innocent one, and it's a lot of fun. Whereas some of these are not fun at all. I mean, to New Who's credit, in the Eccleston era, the Daleks were done perfectly. Like, those two stories were, like, Dalek and Battle of Partner of the Ways were amazing. Like, there's no doubt about that. But after that, they just seem to kind of lose their way a bit. But anyway, let's get on to the top 5. So, at number 5, we have The Magician's Apprentice slash The Witch's Familiar. So while The Witcher's Familiar isn't that bad, and to be honest, the whole episode, while it is definitely below average, isn't all that bad. There isn't that many, like awful Dalek stories really. But what does this episode get wrong? Well, for one, part one, like nothing happens. Like you only see, the Daleks and anything right towards the end, with the awful cliffhanger where that both Clara and Missy survive. I mean, you could say that about loads of cliffhangers, but it's the fact that we've seen Clara and Missy die multiple times now. So, it's kind of lost its sting a bit, seeing them die again. And then the Doctor shooting Davros, you kind of know he isn't going to do it because, well, the Doctor just wouldn't do it. I mean, you saw that back in Genesis of the Daleks. I mean, maybe if they'd spent a little more time with Davros in part one, it would have worked. But even then, I don't think so. And plus, there's a lot of those just embarrassing moments where, like, Capaldi's riding a tank with a guitar. It's just cringy and it's not enjoyable. I mean, there are certain fans which find it enjoyable, but I don't. And I really don't enjoy it. Plus, it just nothing really happens in this story. It's basically just Dalek fan wank with like lots of classic Dalek milling around the place. Like, oh look, there's classic Daleks. You have to like this story now, and it's like, no, I don't. I'm not gonna fall for your bait. I'm only gonna like it if there's a good storyline. And well, I did kind of like the moment with the Doctor and Davros. He shouldn't have opened his eyes, as well as that going against the canon, because his eyes literally melted when a fall isotope hit his bunker. Moffat, I mean, I know that's kind of slightly deeper lore, but you should know this as showrunner. It's your job to research it, or you should at least have somebody on the team which is deep into the continuity to advise you on these things. But, oh well, Magician's Apprentice slash... God, it's difficult to say. That episode is, it's not all that bad, but it's still bad and bad enough to be number 5 on this list. So at number 4 we have Victory of the Daleks. So again, it isn't that awful, but just like the last one, it suffers from not really having a plot and trying to use baity elements to distract us from the fact that plot isn't good. Like just World War II Daleks, Winston Churchill, new multicoloured Daleks. Like just trying to distract us from the fact that there isn't really a plot. Not much really happens. It's just not a very enjoyable episode, to be perfectly honest. It's not really written well, it's kind of dull, and it's basically just a lead in to the Paradigm Daleks, like to introduce them. Which I suppose would be fair enough if it wasn't for the fact that the Paradigm Daleks were just abandoned after Series 5, after the huge backlash that came about with them. Personally, I don't think they're that bad. Like, I hate the hunchbacks, and I think it should have been more like metal than like kind of matte black, whatever's going on with them. But I don't mind the multicolored. I mean, I like the 60s movie Daleks. I mean, it's not like they're multicolored for no reason. They're multicolored according to rank, which, that they've done that before, so why not now? Well, I can kind of understand why people don't like it, but to be honest, I'm just so sick of the brown and gold Daleks that I'll just take anything other than them at the moment. I mean, they've just got boring to me. I don't care people like them. But anyway, we're getting off topic now. So Victory of Daleks is at number 4. So at number 3 we have Asylum of the Daleks. Wow, just what were you smoking, Moffat? I mean, again, just like with Magician's Apprentice slash Witcher's Familiar, the continuity errors are out of control. Like, I mean, that one, it wasn't too bad, But in this, you really needed a continuity advisor because, like, just watch Mr. TARDIS's review of this episode. There are so many continuity errors. It's ridiculous. It's not like this is deep lore stuff. This is like basic Dalek stuff that you know if you've, like, you know, watched the televised Dalek stories, which, as showrunner, you'd think you would have seen at least most of Doctor Who, including the classic series, you know? But, oh well. Aside from that, the episode just isn't written well, and it relies on bitty elements yet again. Like, it's like, oh, look, a classic Dalek is spinning around in the background. You have to like this now. And it's like, no, I'm not going to like your episode because there is a special weapons Dalek spinning around in the background. If the special weapons Dalek actually shot something, I might be slightly more lenient. But because it just spins around in the background, I'm not going to like it. Plus, I thought the Clara plot twist was a bit obvious. Not as bad as some people say, not as good as some people say. I'm kind of lukewarm on that anyway. And the Amy and Rory subplot, I mean, were we not sick of the Amy and Rory show at this point? I mean, I know I was. And this was just, like, even worse. Like, it was just tedious. It was a really tedious subplot, and it just made the show feel like a soap opera, which, if you're making a sci-fi show, which sometimes is a sci-fi horror show, feel like a soap opera, you're really doing something wrong. In fact, look at a lot of New Who, it really is doing something wrong in the aspect of nearly being a soap opera. But oh well, aside from the Daleks, it's crap, and that's why it comes in at number 3. So at number 2 we have Daleks in Manhattan / Evolution of the Daleks, often considered to be the worst Dalek story of them all. And while I don't quite agree with that, it's pretty darn close. I mean, this is just awful. Again, it just relies on the baity element of, oh look, the Daleks are in New York, it must be a good episode. And it's like, no, New York doesn't make a good episode. You learned that again later in The Angels Take Manhattan. Whether you like that episode or not, I don't care. I don't like it personally, but fair enough if you like it. But that's beside the point. Why else was this bad? Well, for one, it thought it was, like, you know, being all clever and innovative, reusing the idea that we've already seen before about Daleks getting human, like, kind of feelings and stuff. It's been done in both Evil of the Daleks and Dalek. I can forgive Dalek because it took it in a slightly different direction, and plus, you know, there's more to explore than just, you know, one story. But that should have been it. We've had 2 stories about it now. We don't need a third. Your RTD was like, nah, I'm going to do it again. And he didn't even do it well. I mean, it was a very poor continuation of Army Ghost / Doomsday. I mean, I don't like that episode now, but I used to like it when I, you know, watched that. You know, when it was Series 3 being broadcast. And it was a really disappointing continuation of the Cult of Skaro, which I was just about. Like, it was terrible. And plus, who really wants to see the Dalek hentai? I mean, just really, you know, Dalek set, you sick motherfucker. So some honourable mentions before we get to number 1. Well, dishonourable more like, but anyway. There's only one a day, and that is Day of the Daleks. Now, people are probably going to rage at me saying, what are you talking about? Day of the Daleks is a great episode. I don't know, I love the novelisation of Day of the Daleks, but the actual thing, I find to be a little dull. I don't know why, it's just, well, not more than a little dull, just really dull. I just don't enjoy sitting through it. I mean, maybe if I give it another chance, I might like it more, but at the moment, I'm just not a huge fan. Again, it isn't bad, it's like pretty standard, a little below average. But oh well, I mean, it only just gets in the honourable mention, just because I wanted to get that off my chest, because I love the Pertwee Dalek stories, apart from that one. Because Death of the Daleks, Planet of the Daleks are brilliant. I love those stories, they're so much fun, but Day of the Daleks, not so much. So let's get on to number 1. So at number 1, we have Destiny of the Daleks. So I often complain about New Who not getting the Daleks very much. Well, that's all completely trivial in comparison to this. Especially considering it's written by their creator Terry Nation. The Daleks are not fucking robots. You wrote the original Dalek script. You know the Daleks are not robots. Why did you write them as if they were robots? Like, you literally compare them to robots, like saying, oh, the Mavellans, they're a robot race just like the Daleks. It's like, they're not. Daleks are not robots. I mean, sure, they're in, like, a big mechanical suit, well, whatever you want to call it, but that'd be like pointing at somebody on a mobility scooter and saying, look, they're a robot, because they're not. They're just riding something robotic. That's all, like, the suit is to the Dalek, and method of transport, also a method of, like, execution and all that as well. But primarily, a method of transport and communication. You know, they're not robots. How many times do I have to stress that? And, like, I know I'm just been talking about that for a minute long, but there's other flaws with the episode as well. For one, the person who plays Davros is not as good as any other of the Davroses. For one, the mask doesn't fit him. For two, he just doesn't play the part well. Like, he kind of just wiggles his hand around a bit, and it just looks a bit silly. And two, the amount of mistakes that are in this episode. Oh, wow. Like, I mean, there's parts where Davros bumps into the wall, where Daleks, like, hop about their shells, where you see part of the human inside them. And it's like, did you not have enough money to maybe retake this scene? Because it's so obviously shit. And on top of it, there's just really poor direction in other areas as well. Like, when, there's that Dalek about to shoot Romana and that weird old guy. It's like, you can't tell where they are in proportion to each other, so it loses any kind of tension the scene might have had. So, that's shit. I mean, the only good part is the model working of Velen's ship, because that does look pretty sweet. But, I mean, it's just, no. It's done terribly. It's a terrible story. And it just makes the Daleks look stupid as well, with, like, them bumping into walls and stuff. Especially at the part 1 cliffhanger, where it's literally about 30 seconds of them saying, "Stay where you are, do not move, stay where you are." It's like, no, that just makes them look silly. It's a shit cliffhanger. And just, this is a shit episode. It's complete dog turd. I don't like it at all. And to be honest, I don't even mind the new Who Dalek episodes now, as bad as they are. In comparison to Destiny, nothing. Destiny is just pure, unadulterated shit. Don't go near it, ever. I'm talking to you, Kieran. Nobody else will get that apart from a few of you. So that's enough for this video. So thanks for watching, and see you back next time in another one.